What's going on? I'm Emmanuel Michelle, and I'm briefing my final paper, my proposal over the conflict that I had chose. The conflict I chose was this conflict in the South China Sea. Just a little background of this. This is a major shipping route. In this area, 20% of the global trade is in this area. 3.37 trillion dollars kind of come out of this area. There's a lot of natural resources, and there's just a lot of people that are interested in this area. Obviously, one of those is being China. China is obviously a powerhouse in the world, and they're our adversary, and that's why it's a big interest for the United States to really hone in on this area. Some other things, China. There's some territorial disputes, like I said earlier, and China wants control, and is already making claims to this area. Some other countries that kind of involved in this area is the Philippines and Taiwan, that are all involved in this Indo-Pacific. And China, to go along with them trying to make claims, they have naval ports and has done some building in that area to try to assert their I guess dominance in the region. So with that, there needs to be some type of solution to figure out how we're going to handle this area. And my solution, I feel like, was complex. There was no one right answer to this. And I thought that you should work with countries in that area that share values, our allies, and really just honing on them and just trying to get some, creating a united front and really just to work with on the diplomatic side of dime and really trying to just exchange information and understand what's really going on and who's doing what in that region, and kind of try to from there try to get people to adhere to international law and really the United Nations Convention for the Law of Sea. And I think that'll be huge if we can get people in that region to abide by that and not try to, oh, well, I want this and I'm going to try to go take it. And obviously, that's something that China's doing or trying to do in that area. Another thing is, so you got getting people to abide by international law, the diplomatic portion of it, and then really just boosting economic cooperation. And I think another thing that could be done is our allies really doing joint maritime exercises in the region, and us, the United States, really helping them because they really need the help. They can't take care of China on their own. And really just kind of trying to be a little bit aggressive in that and try to claim some of our own stuff. And kind of just go from there. I think the biggest thing is that diplomatic thing, just being able to really negotiate and allowing those other countries in the area to have to get a stronger foothold in that region and have some territorial security in the area. From there, I did obviously a FASR analysis, and obviously with the feasibility standpoint, you ask the question, does U.S. have the means to execute in this way? Short answer is yes. The United States is a very strong military power, economic power, whatever you want to call it. They're real strong, and if they can really assist those allies in that area, it'd be very beneficial. So to answer the question in short, they do have the means without a doubt. And we already have allies in place in that area. For the acceptability standpoint, you asked the question, does the U.S. have the necessary constituent support? Again, the U.S. has great interest in that region, and there are allies in that region that would love the help, that need the help, because, like I said, it's hard to go against a country like China in that region. And given the U.S.'s power and interest in the allies that need support, this is definitely worth the cost. It's also legal because we have allies in that region. Not that we're just trying to intervene and do something that we have no business trying to do. the biggest thing is to just note that, again, this is the adversary that we have. And we want to make sure we don't, again, I stated the facts on just how this major trade route and 20% of the global trade is in this region. We wouldn't want China to have their whole hands in this region, and like they're trying to do. And China's going to, a weakness to this is China's very adamant, and it can easily escalate things. So it has to be kind of on the diplomatic level before you work your way up. Next is on the suitability aspect of this. Just asking the question, will the strategy achieve this this objective? The strategy, I feel like it can, but it's important to understand like the conflict and maybe even military conflict might be inevitable as years go on. As I feel like, from my personal standpoint, we're kind of at the, I see what you're doing, you see what I'm doing, but no one's yet to really take that next step, really an aggressive step. But I feel like it's inevitable. But right now, I feel like this solution is just a starting point, and further action to be prepared and not surprised. So I think this solution is a starting point, but it's not the end. And this is a conflict that's not going to just win itself overnight. So, and then lastly, from the risk standpoint, there's a lot of risk in this. There's a lot of high reward in this as well. Again, with China being our adversary, but it may be one of the more difficult tasks for the United States in recent times, in my opinion. But I think this interest and the importance of this makes it all worth it, and you can incur some risk. But it just, with that risk, you just got to be real detailed in how you operate, and not just going in there blindly or just making foolish decisions. But yeah, that's all I have, and that's my proposed solution. And thank you.